last year was 2020. In the beginning of the year, I was still working with Richard at that time. He was still doing the Enthusiast Gaming podcast with me. And my game that I was looking forward to most, which was happened to be my biggest letdown of 2020, was Doom Eternal. I couldn't wait for that game, and it was just a... You guys can go watch old stuff on that. What game do you think that you will love in 2021 out of the titles that have been announced so far for this year?
All right, easy for me. Far Cry 6. But you kind of killed me today by saying it was delayed. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I knew that.
So originally it was supposed to come out, February 18th? Something around there this month. And then it's delayed. So do you know why it was delayed, or probably?
I'm sure it has to do partially with the current pandemic that's happening and development and stuff like that.
Yeah. So they got slowed down, unfortunately.
Pretty much right now, it seems like all video games are getting delayed, so it didn't surprise me at all. But also, Ubisoft seems to have a ton of trouble with their recent titles, not Assassin's Creed. I think that sold probably really well for them. But Ghost Recon Breakpoint came out and it limped out.
Oh, really?
And then it's never fully recovered.
Wow.
Where before they would put out games, they would limp out and they would kind of recover quite a bit.
Yeah, later on.
Division 2, I think, limped out and never fully recovered.
Division 2, yeah, did.
So they
I forgot about that.
Before they were limping these games out like Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
And they would be able to come back in a huge way.
Mm-hmm.
But their comeback stories for their games that have limped out, that's pretty much seems to be over for them. And I think they're starting to realize that it is not good to continue putting out games that limp out and then fix them over a 6-month or a year period of time.
They've got to bring them out at the perfect quality.
Right.
I hate that video game companies aren't doing this now anyways. I hate that you are coming out with unpolished, unfinished games. What is it? I'm heated. I'm going to get mad.
Goes back to the
I'm
money
gonna get
that I was
mad,
talking about
but
earlier.
Just unbelievable that that's what's happening right now. But Far Cry 6, I was really excited. I always am kind of I'm sad when things are delayed. Cyberpunk, you're sad, but you're hey, it's for the best. Usually most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. And then, again, with Cyberpunk, it gets delayed and delayed again. And then now your expectations honestly are higher too when it's delayed, I think. At least for me.
Cyberpunk's easy to point to, but I think it's a more unique situation with them.
True.
If you look at the history of Zelda games always get delayed 6 months, a year, 2 years, and Zelda games are always of the highest quality. I can't remember the last time there was a bad Zelda game.
That is very true. They're always to that perfect expectation of a Zelda game.
And they always get delayed. Always.
I wonder if it's because it's that name, that brand name. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I think Nintendo just cares more.
Nintendo does probably care more. But with Far Cry 6, I hope I get something good. It's delayed now. I hope it's for a good reason. I hope it doesn't come out with freaking bugs and I just want a good storyline. That's all I care about with Far Cry 6, honestly. And we'll see when it comes out. I hope it comes out this year.
It'll come out this year, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to come out. It was supposed to come out in February, and they delayed it. My guess, I'm thinking
maybe
August,
mid-fall,
something around there.
Yeah.
Similar to my probably most anticipated game of 2021, Horizon Forbidden West was supposed to come out in, I think, the launch window of the PS5, which is usually about a 6-month period. That would put this game at March.
So they don't have a release date, a specific release date for Horizon.
No, but I think they said launch window, which would usually be around
within the
March,
first half
April.
year. Okay.
I don't expect that. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think this game is going to be delayed.
Yeah.
They said God of War is coming out this year. I'm telling you right now, there's no way God of War is coming out in 2021. There's no way. Horizon is their next big game, and I would expect this to come out, if it got delayed, let's say it was coming out in March or April. This is going to be their big fall game now.
This is a huge
September.
Game. This would be a huge game for them, too.
Yeah, I mean...
It's an exclusive title. It's got to be good when it comes out.
At the earliest, I would imagine this coming out in August, but realistically, I would say September, October is probably when this game is going to launch. but I love the first Horizon so much. At the time when it came out, it was my favorite PS4 game. And it took God of War to overtake that. It's still my second favorite PS4 game.
It's a classic too, and I mean, I never beat the first one. I'm sorry. Honestly, I don't hate this though. I don't hate Horizon at all. I think it's a beautiful game, beautiful character. I love Aloy, but I just never finished it. Quests and all that, yeah, I can't.
The story gets really good though.
Yeah,
like
I
way
think
better
the story
than it
in the
should
beginning
be.
was beautiful. The story, I can't complain again. I just didn't finish it.
I think the opposite.
Oh.
I think the story sucked in the beginning, and as I got further in, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is actually interesting.
Okay.
Oh, I like this.
So maybe getting more into it. Yeah, it might be more. Okay. Yeah, I think it's great they're making... Do you think they needed to make a second one? Was it at the end of it?
They set it up for a sequel.
Oh, they did? Yeah. Okay. So then it's probably pretty hype, too.
I'm excited for it. Look, the story is very good. I think it had... I played this game in probably like a year before it came out. I went to some convention somewhere, and I don't remember where it was.
Oh my god.
It was in Southern California somewhere. And I got to play this game early, and I was like, oh my god. The gameplay was so good. I was like, this game is going to be fucking huge.
It changed the game, too. No pun intended.
When it came out, I was like, I wasn't even worried about the story. I was like, I just want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I played the game. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
And the story was like, oh, that's cool. Like I said, it got better and better. And I was like surprised by that because I didn't give a shit about the story. I was like, I just want to play the game.
Right. You just want to play the gameplay.
And the story got so good. I don't know. It's a great game. You guys should play it. It's very in depth if you get into like what's going on in the story and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the gameplay is what matters most to me.
It's
different. The gameplay is.
It's different. The story's different with the whole. I guess it's like, what do they call it? It's not archaic. That's not the word I want.
Post-apocalyptic?
No, not post-apocalyptic. Maybe it is archaic. I don't know, like old school meets futuristic tech. I just think it's a great concept of Horizon.
Talking about specifically with the story, not with the controls.
Yes, with the story.
Because the controls are not archaic.
Oh, no, they're not. Okay. Great game. Yeah, I think I'm going to be excited to play that too, actually. Give it a try.
You got to finish the last one.
I do. You're right.
Finally, guys, we want to mention that we are going to have an interview posted with Anthony Idahogi, who runs our poker podcast over there. He did an interview with Sam Bernard, who was the producer on Rad, the movie from the 80s that you might remember. And they talk about poker. They talk about making of Rad and stuff like that. That's going to be over on the 2 different parts, our February and March Patreon exclusive. So if you guys want to hear that interview, it's a raw, uncut interview. We're not going to put in anything. We're just going to play the interview for you guys. Go support us over on Patreon to get that interview. Patreon.com/nerdenthusiast. Please remember to follow us over on all the stuff. We have Facebook,
Instagram,
the Gram, the TikTok,
the TikToks, the Twitters.
Twitter. You guys can follow us on all of those awesome things over there.
We're on everything. Check
out our other shows. We got our poker show, like I just mentioned a minute ago. If you go over to youtube.com, you can check out youtube.com/C, the letter C, /nerdenthusiast. That's our main website there. You guys can check out our poker podcast, and you can check out our wrestling podcast if you guys are into those things. Those guys put on great shows. And you can follow Jenny.
Oh, yes. Follow me.
nerdenthusiastgaming@gmail.com.
Yes. Send us questions. Yes.
That also happens to be where you can send us questions to.
Oh, yeah.
So if you enjoy the show, send us some questions over there. You can follow me at FromNJ2CA. That's my personal account over on Twitter. You can follow the main channel, of course, at Nerdenthusiast on all the things that we mentioned a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. All right.
This has been our February 9th, 2021 podcast.
Kind of a Valentine's special, I guess.
The beginning of it was.
Barely, yeah. It was cute.
We got a little bit of drama.
Right? You know? All the tea.
That's right. So this was Patton's Hacks and Gearbox Gets Stacks episode.
Thanks for watching, guys. Podcast. Yeah, this was fun. It's different.
Definitely. We hope you guys enjoy our content. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Have a great day. Jenny, thank you for coming onto the show and producing all this with us.
Every time.
You guys take care until next time.
Yes. Have a good day. Bye.